Hey, welcome back. Well, we have a lot of COVID-related news to discuss with our weekly visit with Dr. Zorba Paster.
And we'll be taking your questions as well coming up in the next segment. So if you'd like to talk to Zorba, stand by. We'll let you know when it's time to call in. Dr. Paster joins us from his clinic in Oregon. Hi, Zorba. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys, too.
So big breaking news today about the Pfizer COVID booster shots. Now, this is for seniors 65 and older and others at high risk, right?
Right, exactly. So basically, what the FDA said is seniors 65 years of age and older can get a booster. I have to look at the data. I don't know if it's 6 months or 8 months, but basically, people who have received that first shot early on are going to be able to get a booster now. And the reason is not that it looks like the Pfizer immunization is putting more people in the hospital, but just because the antibodies are dropping. And because the antibodies are dropping, Dr. Fauci and the head of the NIH have said, hey, we should really jump in, put the boosters for people over 65, just like the flu shot is more for the people over 65, and let's make sure that we get ahead of the curve before something happens.
But this is not booster shots for everyone yet.
Correct. It's not for everyone. It's for people with significant medical problems. Once again, people who are, in sense, on steroids, people who, and once again, the FDA has yet to enumerate exactly what the guidelines are, but people with significant medical problems, significant heart disease, probably diabetes, hypertension, it has yet to be worked out. But basically, it's for everyone over the age of 65 after that first initial booster. And once again, I don't know if it's 6 or 8 months, but it's not because the immunity is flagging, but because the antibodies are flagging. And it will be to get the Pfizer shot. Moderna does not have their data in yet.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for our segment now, but we want to take your questions. Dr. Zorba Paster, are you ready to stick around and take some calls?
You bet.
All right.
The number to call is 270-9933. The phone lines are open right now, and we'll take your calls when we come back. Dr. Zorba Paster is back with us now to take your calls and questions.
Now remember, that number is 270-9933. We have our first question from BARABOO. Linda, what's your question?
When will the Moderna shot be ready?
Right now, the Moderna shot, they're looking, first of all, the shot is ready for number 1 and number 2. The booster has not been approved yet. And the reason is right now the FDA is looking at the data probably over the next 6 weeks. That's what I would expect. That's what Dr. Fauci says. And once again, we want the FDA to do their due diligence. We want them to look through everything in the same detail that we expect them to do to lead them to the highest standard.
All right. Thank you for calling. Eleanor in Milton, you're next. What's your question? Go ahead, Eleanor. Are you there?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead.
I had my first vaccine the end of July, and I got so sick and everything with it, they had to give me prednisone and antibiotics, and they wouldn't give me the second one right away. Is there a time limit on getting the second vaccine?
Not that I know of. And the fact is, you might have had a significant reaction to the vaccine or something else might have been going on. This is a good time to talk to your doctor and say, how do I get immunized? Should I get the same vaccine or a different vaccine? And then you're going to want to hang around for at least an hour or 2 hours afterwards to see whether or not you're going to get a reaction. But this is something where, in an individual case, talk to your doctor, work it out. I definitely would still try to get fully immunized. You're partially immunized now. 12 days after the first shot, you're 95% immunized. It's that the immunity may flag.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's go to Verona. Jackie, what is your question?
Hi, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
Is this Jackie?
Yes, it is.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm 77 years old. I just had my flu shot yesterday. Now that I know a booster is available, do I have to wait a couple of weeks?
Oh, I would definitely wait 2 weeks. I would do that. I'm not sure if there's a magic number, but 2 weeks is the rule of thumb, for sure.
No, but that's a good question. If you're getting a booster shot and a flu shot, does it matter which one you do first?
Well, the FDA has not put in their final decision on what to do that. I don't think it matters which one you get first, but I would just wait 2 weeks until the FDA actually makes their final decision on how long you have to wait. 2 weeks, I think.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jackie.
All right, do we have Kevin from Jefferson? Kevin, what's your question? Hey, Kevin, are you there?
No.
Oh, who do we have?
We have Mary from Madison.
Oh, hi, Mary. Sorry about that.
How's it going, Mary? What's your question?
I was wondering if I have neuropathy in both of my legs, and it started underneath by the feet. Now it's up by the knees. Is there? And my knees are both bad. I'm 92. So I don't know if there's anything that I can do for it. He can do for it. That I can do for it. Nobody. They gave me for my balance. They were doing therapy for that, but my knees are so bad that it didn't help them. It hurt them actually by using them.
Sure.
So,
well, that's a big problem with neuropathy. Where all of a sudden you don't have the feeling.
Is there anything that you could do for that?
You got to talk to your doctor. So many individual things we do. If you have diabetes, keep it under control. Make sure you don't have a B12
No, I don't have anything like that.
Yeah, well, that's where you've got to get some individual. That's where you might want to get a second opinion if your doctor actually hasn't given you the answer.
All right, Mary.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Sorry about the confusion there. Thank you for calling. Let's see. We're on line 2. I believe that is Shannon. Sorry, Shannon. Hi, are you there? What's your question?
Hi, I'm here. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
Dr. Zorba, I read a study out of UK that with the vaccine, they were delaying the second dose by 12 weeks. I think one to get everybody at least one dose. But then in that process, they found that the immunity, the antibody strength was stronger. So how do you feel about that? Delaying that second dose, especially of the Pfizer vaccine, for 12 weeks instead of 3 or 4.
I would definitely not delay it. I would follow what the FDA has looked at. I would definitely follow it. It's 21 and 28 days for Pfizer and Moderna. I wouldn't vary that at all just because another study showed perhaps it's better if we vary it. Stick to what we know has worked. We've got millions of people who have received the vaccine, and the FDA has done a good job. Do not vary. Keep it 28 days for the Pfizer, and I think it's 21 days for Moderna. I don't recommend that you wait 12 weeks.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for all of your calls. We're out of time today, but we'll do this again very, very soon. Oh, wait a minute. No, we're not out of time. Just kidding.
Oh, it's a lottery for some people.
Sorry, Zorba. Sorry about that. I got my timing messed up.
Well, we'll take on line 3. Who am I talking with?
Is this Jackie? I think.
Should we try another one?
Sure.
Barb?
Oh, Barb. Barb, I'm sorry about this. Go ahead. What's your question?
I have a question for Doctor. If you test positive for COVID, I've heard people are going into the hospital if they're not feeling well with COVID the first 5 to 10 days and getting an infusion. And I was wondering if he recommended this infusion, if you could tell me a little bit more about this.
Well, the infusion is basically an antibody infusion. And it's not if people test positive. It's if people are positive and then they're very symptomatic. And the thought is this will actually delay or keep them from going in the hospital and being seriously ill. And they don't stay in the hospital. The infusion takes place, I'm not sure exactly how many hours it is, but it's for people who have significant disease as it appears to be progressing. Not just people who are positive and have sort of the sniffles and feel a little bit bad. These are people who actually meet certain criteria, which shows they may be becoming seriously ill. Okay. And that's what you're actually referring to.
Oh, I'm glad you got your question in. Sorry about all the confusion. Thanks
live television.
Yeah, exactly. You're used to it. Thank you so much, Zorba. We'll see you soon.